Hello everyone to match day 5 of my Éire League season. This is a replay, of course. We have our Renegades versus Antonis's Pro Elves, which is super exciting. Antonis coming into this one unbeaten. We obviously lost to Misspell Tree a couple of games ago, but you know we did well against the Necro last week. So here we go. The biggest, bestest moo. Still alive. Still alive. He will eventually die. We were down 115 TV or something, so I figured let's take a bribe. And we won the toss. And I've been playing a lot of like Nurgle and stuff against elves recently. And it's absolutely miserable. Especially like pro elves who just have no fear. They have no fear of like coming in, basing the ball, and just you know, whatever. So I was like, fine, listen, we'll probably lose this game, but let's just go and try and get some Kaz. So I don't know what much has changed for us really. We got the elf got block. Antonis has, you know, a Raj catcher, a block thrower, blodge blitzer, no bench, 3 rerolls. We also have no bench because everything keeps dying. So with this kick over here, I decided, right, look, let's get over here. Game froze there a bit for a second, and then of course, you know, just did nothing on the hits. So. But the moo comes in big, gets a POW, gets a KO. He's really good at KOs, the moo, in fairness. And then I was like, well, you know, probably should secure the rest of this now a bit. Even though I fully anticipate Antonis coming in, blitzing this and like basing the ball, right? It's the pro elf way. And the block lineup comes in and gets a Kaz. So 2 players removed out of 4 hits. 50%, which is pretty good. We do kind of leave ourselves completely open to this team split. I figured he might come in and base the ball, but Antonis, being a better elf coach than I am, probably opted to, well, actually just split our entire team, which isn't the worst tactic in the world, is it? So in he comes. I was like, oh, maybe we'll get an old hit, but no. So team comes in, gets split, and well, I didn't really know how to solve this problem, to be completely honest. I figured, you know what, I've nothing else to do, let's blitz with the moo, and then, you know, if we get a POW here, we can at least like get some sort of a connection back. And then just spread out the old cage a bit in case he does decide to come in the front. And that was my 2. So very much a more reconnection turn there rather than try to maximize hits, get everyone back. We did unfortunately leave our Skaven open to this hit. You know, besides the Goblin, probably our weakest player armor wise. Thankfully the Skaven tanked it. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, our positioning wasn't great, right? We kind of just left things hang out to dry. Rolled a 1, got stunned, and now the recentralization is looking, you know, it's looking okay, right? The ball carrier blitz was somehow the safest, right? Because, you know, he has block, so I was like, right, go up there, and then like everything else we can just come back and then take our hits, see what happens. Ogre Boneheads, of course, in a classic move, and then the moo just decided to not move, and then I was like, foul. You know, I have a bribe, I have a goblin. Might as well. So, got another KO. Which puts us on, you know, plus 3 players. Which was comfortable, you know. Having 3 extra players was nice. It didn't feel like it, honestly, a lot of the time. A lot of the time, it felt like we were being outnumbered by the Pro Elves, despite that not being true at all. Just because I suppose we were basing up a bit more, and we were being based as well. So this classic, like, you know, 2-to-1 everywhere, the blodge sidestepper on the ball, like ogre on the ground. It was just a bit shit. So I figured we'd take this blitz with the orc to get the orc back up, right? And then if it was a push, it could go to there. And then maybe we're in massive trouble. We're like running around the houses. But it was fine. So then the ogre got the hit and the Mino decided to move, which meant it gave us some pressure, like gave us some progress up here. And this is terrible, right? This position is really, really bad. Because it immediately leaves like 2D on the ball. And then I figured, you know, we still have a bribe, right? Let's just take this unassisted foul. And we argue the call and it fails. Roll the 1 and argue the call. So the goblin gets sent off. So all of a sudden our 3-player advantage is down to 2. And both of us are, well, you know, the KOs could come back, right? So, not ideal. I was very happy to see this blitz, I'll be completely honest. Because I thought, right, I figured maybe you plug people in here and then you get this hit and then, like, you blitz the ball. But maybe it wasn't the best thing in the world. And, yeah, so he gets KO'd. And I'm like, right, well, we could do with some players. Because all of a sudden, like, he's gone. This guy's isolated. The orc's out of the game. The goblin's been sent off. And it's like, right, well, we don't actually have a lot left now, do we? Considering, like, the ogre's based. This guy's based. It's like we have, like, 4 players. So I was really hoping for the Mino to get the knockdown. But didn't really happen, did it? And then the ogre decided to not knock anything down either. And then we did thankfully get him to dodge off. But I mean, it's quite easy to uphill and come in and hit the ball. So I really wasn't best pleased with how this was going. I figured the elves were gonna, well, the elves always have the chance to come in and steal the ball, right? So we gave up the surf, which again, I was very happy to see the blitz going this way, right? And not being a bit more clinical on the ball. But I completely understand it, right? Look, it's a free surf. The apple's gone. If you cap us to 9 for the game, for example, then like it doesn't even matter if we score. You probably have like the same number as us, if not more. So it's very easy to quick score and turn us over, probably. Because Renegades, just quietly, aren't that good. So, the Ogre boneheads. The Orc just comes back and, you know, tries to keep him busy. The Mino is like, okay, 3 dice, let's go. And, you know, doesn't get him down. I think that's what, 6 and then the 2 the other time. So, 8 dice maybe we've put into... Oh no, 10 dice we've put into that thrower with the Mino and it didn't get him down. So because he didn't get down, we couldn't switch over to here. Which really left us open for all of this shenanigans. So... Again, kind of surprised that the thrower, or that the catcher did it. But yeah, I guess he wants the blitzer in there. And yeah, like it's really not good for us, is it? Like, we're going into our turn 7. We're not in scoring range. We're 1 square short. And there's a load of elves in front of us. Now, I don't know if this was a mistake or not. Like, I think he pulled too much over here. Because the only way, like, I can't go here anyway, right? With the sidestepper and like, the two sidesteppers mean I'm not going this way. So, if you keep this fella here, it means I can't go this way either. So... And then, a slight mistake here as well. Well, so he was going to come in here to foul, right? But we snaked the dodge. So then I was like, okay, so he probably just comes in for the 1D, right? 3+ 1D in the ball. It's not the worst thing in the world. But again, we kind of just come in for this blitz, which I wasn't sure about. And like, maybe after you do that blitz, like you put this, well, I suppose the sidestepper can still go here and then he dodges off maybe at the end. But with this snake here, it's a pretty easy clear. So because it's a Raj, I didn't want to blitz with the ball. So then I decided to make 3 dice of it, which I don't know why, to be honest. Because 2 pushes would have been fine, and then this guy wouldn't have been in my way, which meant I wouldn't have had to have dodged. But, you know, in the end, we did the 3 dice and we did the 2-2 with a reroll, and we scored. But yeah, I don't know, couple of issues there from both sides, I think. Couple of optimizations maybe. So the 2 KOs stay out. We're on 10. They're on 8 for the 1 turn. And I mean, it's a pretty simple 1 turn, right? You have 8 players. You have a movement 8 guy. You have a thrower, and you have 3 rerolls. You just have to set it up right, and you're in. You're in, and you're all groovy. So he sets it up right. The kick's not too bad. Changing weather makes it slightly better, I suppose. Comes in and does the whole method on a 1D, gets the push. And then fails the dodge, fails first rush, rerolls the second rush, and then goes for the pass. In which he rolls a 1 and then rolls a 2. So we got away with it slightly. There's a lot more dice to be rolled, but still, I think Antonis was quite unlucky, and the 2 KOs still didn't come back. So it's 1-0 to me at half time. Pro Elves on 8. I sort of figured they're probably, I don't know, going to score early or something, and I didn't really want to defend it. I kind of figured that, you know, they're going to score whenever they want. So the only way I can win this game is if they actually score early, right? They either score early or I like get really, really lucky to like stop them scoring at all. So we get a brilliant coaching. They come in, pout a Skaven, and you know, creates this entire hole in the backfield, which I was expecting, right? You know, I was fully expecting them to just come in, send like a couple of receivers down the backfield, have their throwers up here, receive the ball, and score in 2 or 3. So pretty decent screens and stuff, right? Obviously, like, Nerves of Steel means like basing them does next to nothing as well. He's given us no hits, but I kind of figured, right, look, he's going to try and pass or hand it off to one of these guys. Like, maybe there's some room for some snakes or something. And then I was like, all right, look, let's try and feed the moo, because he doesn't have. Does he have any SVP? Oh, he has 6 SVP. Yeah. So he's like 6 away from block, which is quite a lot, right? So just completely leaving this guy open, so that if he wants to come for the pass and the 2-turn, he can just do it, right? I fancy my chances slightly better, you know, with 2 or 3 rerolls, 10 players, 9 players. It's just, you know, there was no point in trying to stop the score, I don't think. So, gets the rush, gets the pass, gets the touchdown. Classic elves, right? And sure, I probably could have made it a bit harder, right, with the positioning. Big guys up front or on the LOS or whatever. But they'll just dodge away just as easily, right? Like, it doesn't matter whether I have 3 linemen or like, you know, the ogre and the Mino and the orc. Like, you dodge away just as easy. So we got the touchdown. The KOs still stay out, which is, you know, insane, right? Our KO also stays out. So it is, what's that, 9 versus 8. So we've a player advantage, but we have some mighty blow hits to take, which, you know, might do something, might not do something. The instant free ball was a massive help, of course. There we go. Man, I couldn't get the camera straight. So yeah, the instant free ball was great. So cheeky X cage, so that when he inevitably comes and bases my ball, we just get a 2+ handoff. Mino comes in and removes another one to give us a 2-player advantage. Lino gets a stun. Ogre gets a bonehead. And that's the turn. But the pro elves are now down to, what, 7? 6 active players this turn. Comes in. Blitzes. Bases the ball in a shock to no one. Pro elves base the ball. So yeah, Pro elves base the ball. I was like, okay, it's probably just this handoff. Minotaur eats the blitz, which wasn't great because, you know, I was like, okay, we'll blitz this and then we can come up here. But honestly, maybe this was safer. And then the ogre won a 9s. But the ogre does take the thrower out on his way. So the pro elves are down to 6. Pro elves down to 6, but there's an instant 1D on the ball. So, not necessarily the best case scenario for us. Like, instant hit here, and then the blitzer comes in and 1Ds the ball. Or Antonis went for the 2D, which is totally fine as well, right? You know, block with block here. And then he stands up for free, and then, like, so much trouble here, right? Like, so much trouble. Like, there's a there's a sidestepper here, there's a Roger, there's a blodger, or a blodge stepper, and there's a Lino. Like, he's doing nothing. It's like, okay, we're in a lot of trouble. There's only 6 of them. There's only 6 of them, but, like, 5 of them are causing us problems. So, that was fun, wasn't it? And then, because I'm an absolute lunatic, I was like, fine, let's just hit the blodge stepper. And then I was like, let's use frenzy and see what happens. And ball bounces. We do get the POW, thankfully. And a KO, which he does Apo. And then I can come in and blitz this guy. And then completely clear the ball. stand here and pick it up on a 2+. But yeah, it probably was absolute insanity to hit him with this guy, but I didn't really see what else I had to do. And then the Mino was just getting stuck in as well. So the ball is somewhat secure. But all the pro elves are now occupied with like the orc and the Mino. And the orc gets cast. Which we, you know, spoilers, we end up replacing at the end of the game. But so now we've done 5 games and we're on our third or fourth orc, which is pretty insane. And the Roger comes in for a blitz, follows up, and bases the ball. So the Lino immediately hits him in the face. And stuns him, which creates this massive hole for us, right? Because all of a sudden these guys are on the ground. He's stunned. We have a nice X cage up here. And because of the X cage, it forces like the harder dodges out here. And then I was like, well, the Mino getting up is quite good, isn't it? Although if this was pushes, I suppose push to here and push to here, it's quite terrible, right? Because cage is based. But the Mino gets another KO because that's what the Mino does. The Mino gets KOs. And he's the best, and I love him so much. So this is kind of like the last ditch attempt from the pro elves, right? There's 3 of them really able to do anything. These guys are kind of out of the game. This Blodge Stepper here is kind of annoying. So we come in and we double skull, and then thankfully we had block, because otherwise we would have been in real trouble. So we just pivot slightly to the side, like he's stunned. These 2 can get up now and cause us some problems. And I was looking at bringing the ball up to here, and I realized I don't actually have the movement for that. So I was like, well, we still have a bribe. Let's kick him in the face. And give the pro elves 3 players to play with. Like this is like a 4+ in for a 1D, right? Which was kind of shit. So naturally he fell over and broke his arm. So once again we'd a pretty easy path to victory, right? Blitz this guy, like get the ball up nice and safe. Ball can be safe. Guy can be blitzed. Pros on the floor in tatters. So the plan was to knock him down, and the Mino was going to blitz this guy, foolishly enough. But because of all this, the Mino was able to just come up and blitz this one. Which I guess gave him a 4-5 uphill, right? Or I guess this guy could have come around. So turn 16, pro elves just don't even bother going for the ball to stop the score. Just try and get some SVP on the blitzer. Does nothing. Doesn't even stand up. We don't think about 3 dicing. In we go for the 2-1 win. So yeah, I mean, look, it's a case against the pro elves where we managed to do some banging. They had terrible, like they failed every KO roll, right? So Antonis was really unlucky. And I think like they even failed all the KO rolls at the end of the game as well. Like we passed ours, but they failed all of theirs. So like 0 KO rolls out of however many. Good stuff. So cheeky 2-1 win. Does it say the KO rolls for him? Maybe not. Surely it does. like KOs passed or something. Not that it matters. I'm pretty sure it was 0 anyway, right? So yeah, that was match day 5, which puts us top of the table. Like I said, we're going to replace the Orc. The Ogre got MVP, so he's now 2 SVP away from block. The Mino is still 6. And the Dark Elf got Blodge. So yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. Leave a like and subscribe. And we'll catch you on the next one.